everything up. That's the kind of person I am. Even if people saying, hey, you're wasting your day, I'm not wasting my day because I back it up. And as long as I know that I can back it up, it puts a smile on my face. Now, again, as I said before, there's only two haters. Actually, the other ones, I don't hear too much of them at all. But the main haters, we hear them all the time. So, the thing is, there are no copyrights under their products. We know that already from the door. But is the LLC real that we have? And yeah, it is. So anyway, if anyone remember, first things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC, and our Crystal Edge technology screen, which has the best gunmetal. So pretty much, they'll say that, oh, your LLC is not real, this, that, and the other. Well, I sat there when I was renting at my sister's place, and I was sleeping on the floor in the laundry room. I was doing the paperwork for an LLC, the documents. This is when you know you have a real LLC. See right there? Got an EIN number and everything attached to it. And that's that LegalZoom. Yeah, my LLC sitting on it is real. Just like my copyrights are real. And when people say, well, how real is LegalZoom? Well, they're very real. You know why? Because the same copyright that I took Jamie to court and taken to court for, the U.S. United States government has to go do that paperwork to see if that copyright is legit before we can even get to a point of filling out a form, a complaint against them. They can look at that and go, oh, no, this is not legit. This is not real. But we have to deny your claim. Now, that claim went through. It had enough evidence to take them, and the document copyrights are real because we can show documents of a process server serving him these documents. Even the process server would look at this and go, no, this is not real. So yes, legit. That LLC we got sitting next to our name, that's a real LLC. That's my document right here. I haven't been in here in a while, but I'm going to check my documents. I have a license and everything. Mind you, if you don't have a license to sell in the state of California, you can get into a lot of trouble. Now, again, I could request those LLC documents, and judging by the timeline, it takes a while to get these things. These things aren't easy to get. They're easy to get, but it takes some time. And you have to know what you're doing when you're filling out these applications. I'm gonna get some stuff over here real quick. That's my registered agent. Now, let me show you my documents. This is for the LLC. This is for me, blow this thing is a little better. So I can show you what you have to have. Don't ever come up to me and say that my LLC is not real, because I'm going to request your documents, and that better not be a fake document. IRS tax application, IRS tax ID number, all that stuff you have to have to get an LLC. So I know for a fact that it doesn't have anything, none of that at all, period. But I would love to see the document on that, if he has them. Oh, yes. Yes, we got one. Oh, I'm printing this out. Yeah, that's a document. That's a document that I need. That's my document. I gotta get myself to print this out. Hold on for a minute. This is my document. I was waiting a while for this thing too. A while to get this document. I definitely gotta print this out. me explain to you. I'm not trying to be rude when I say this. But you had to get somebody. If you did it, if he does that one, I doubt he has one. I doubt he has one. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. This is my certification right here. Shoot, these things are expensive too. Yeah, I hope you're not faking that. Let me see. Certification. That's my certification right there. Certification. I will state in California. File. Yeah. You gotta basically show that. You gotta show that. State right there. Boom, 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 boom. That's why I said you can't. Nowhere in the world you would get this in 3 or 4 days, or you get this in a week or so. It takes months to get one of these things. I want to see where's the rest of my. I'm so happy. That's my agent. And there's the attorneys involved. All right, we'll get into that later for documents. Okay, got it. Okay. Definitely for documents can be searched signed. Ooh, that's really nice. We definitely need that. We did it for contracts. That'd be fantastic. That's a fantastic application for contracts. Let me see.
Combustion and electric motor. The Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid.
This is why you got to be careful about dealing with people who basically make false claims about things at the end of the day. So you have to have documents and paperwork on everything that you do. I doubt the LLC that he has. I mean, if I'm wrong, but I doubt it's not a real LLC. I think he put it up there to make his business seem like something that is not. Because I can request your documents, and anybody can request your documents. From the timeline, it takes a while to get an LLC. It takes almost about 6 months. It takes a while to get them, because all that paperwork has to go through, and it costs money to do them too. So I doubt he has one. You're gonna need one of these, buddy. See that right there? It's gotta come from these people at the end of the day. You got to have it. In order to get an LLC, you have to have a tax identification. You got to have a license, all of that to get that, because you're registering a company. The application for that is very, very interesting. I know a few things in business, so I know enough. I've done these before. I can get around this. I know how to do it. But for what I've seen, he had to get somebody. If he did it, which I doubt he did, he wouldn't have done it himself. He wouldn't have been to understand the application form. And trust me. Yep, this is my EIN number. I got a new EIN number. Yeah. You know what this means? An EIN number? Do you know what I can do with this thing at the end of the day? Oh my goodness. I had one. I had an EIN number a long time ago, but they couldn't track it down. They couldn't find it. They made the mistake. They lost my number. So they got me a new one. Do you know what this means with this number? I can go to any one of these wholesale sites, punch in my number, and I can get stuff for basically next to nothing, because I don't got to go to deal with the middleman anymore. Yes, I know exactly where I'm going with this. All my anything I buy, I can get a wholesale now. And no, I'm not going to show you the number. No, I'm not going to show you the number. But you have to have these documents over there. You have to have this in order to have a legit business. Oh, yes. That's what I'm talking about. And then when you're filling out, and no, keep in mind, when you're filling out an LLC, there is some stuff in there. If you make a mistake, you won't pay for it, but it'll make things hard for you. If you're applying for your EIN number, that's another thing too. You're gonna do one of those. You're gonna be hiring employees and stuff like that. But if you have that number right there, you got to be careful how you fill that out too, because you can end up being called in by Uncle Sam. See, I did that by mistake. When I first did my first one, I did it, wholesale license. I'm sorry, it's a business tax identification wholesale license, completely different. But anyway, when I applied for that, basically they asked me if I had employees, and I put down one. I should have never put anything in there, because I was the only one. I thought I was talking about me being an employer, so I put down one. So what I was doing with mine was, a friend of mine, this is way back. This is when the 5 CD changers were big. Ooh, watch it, buddy. when the 5 CD changes were out, CDs were big. This is how far back it was. And he had a store, and he had all this cool stuff in there. I was like, dude, how are you getting all this stuff really cheap? He said, you have to have a wholesale license to do this, like a tax ID number or something. So I went down to Spring Garden. I went down there and applied for the license, got the information, applied for the tax ID license down there. And I found a company called Petro. That's where he bought his stuff from. Sure enough, you can't buy anything on it. They can show you stuff. They won't show you what the real prices are unless you have that license right there. So I punched in the number, EIN number, and all that. And they sent me back a catalog, and everything was like crazy cheap. So I was using it to buy stuff for myself. Instead of me spending money for the monitors and all that stuff, I was getting this stuff wholesale, buying it for myself. And I wasn't selling it. I was just using it as a way of getting things for cheaper. Find a company, find out what the program is, go in and type the information in, and just go buy stuff for myself. So then people found out that I was getting all this cool stuff by using my license. And the guy was like, well, I can pay you something. I said, I can't take any money. If I take any money, I got to report this to the books, and it just shows that I'm using this for a legitimate business. At the time, I didn't have a business. I was just using it just basically to get stuff for cheaper for my place. I said, but you can do a favor. We can barter. Like, my roof needs some repair, so you can fix my roof. I can get you some stuff for your car at a really reasonable price, and that's what we did. So basically, no money exchanged hands. So they did contact me because then I was sending back the booklets that were all zero, and they were like, there's no way in the world this guy had this license for that long, and he's not making any money off of this. He's not reporting his wages. So they call me up, I go to the building, I sit down, and I'm not nervous or scared because I know they didn't do anything wrong. And the guy was like, Mr. Burr, you're sending me back these booklets, there's nothing on it, what's going on? I said, well, I use my license to go out and buy things much cheaper than wholesale for myself. And if somebody wants something, we don't exchange any money. It's just a favor. You can't tax me on a favor. So you got to know your rights. And they can't tax you on a favor. It's called bartering. So he fixed my roof, and I got him some CD equipment that I paid out of my own money for a cheaper price for the trade for the roof. So the guy says, well, we're the IRS. We're not in the favor. We're not in the business of doing favors. Hey, that's your opinion at the end of the day, but no money exchanged hands. So at the end of the day, I really didn't have to pay taxes on a favor. So you can't really get me on that because I didn't do anything wrong. And the guy was like, you're dismissed. Now at the time, my license was about to expire, and I said, where do I go? Because on the first floor, they were doing the licenses, but now where's that in the building? He said, Mr. Bird, 5th floor. You can't deny me that. I use my license to buy things that I wanted to get for cheaper. So you have to know your rights. And that's why I know that when I made a mistake when I filled out the application, and I told them, and they said employee, I thought they're talking about me, but they're talking about other employees. That's why. So when you fill out this paperwork, you have to be really careful because you can make a mistake and end it up in you can have some problems that pop up. Like they'll ask you what's the difference between an LLC and an LLP. You have your corporate license. You have the choice of, you have a business, it's your business registered as a corporation, it's a sole proprietor. It's a whole lot of stuff that's in there. So chances are, if he doesn't have the paperwork showing his certification document right here, then it shows at the end of the day, his mine's for Pennsylvania, that's why I got the keystone there. Then he has to have his symbol for California, and he has to have his documentation, registration number, all that stuff you're going to need. If not, you're faking that, and you get in trouble for that. A lot of trouble for faking an LLC. What documents up right here? Can't do that. That's wild. So from the time that I was in, when did they give me this thing anyway? Whew. I filed in February, yeah. February, yeah. No. I filed in December. No, it was November. I filed this in November. Yep, November when I filed this. I'm just not getting this. Takes a while. It does take a while. Just not getting this. Oh, this is fantastic. This is why we don't have LLC under Crystal Edge Technology screens, because it's not registered with an LLC. But the Crystal Edge does have patents on products, which we can pull up our documents and show those. The reason why I don't show general people y'all at the end of the day, because when I take you to court, then you will see them. You can go in, when you file for documents, you have a choice whether you want to make it public or non-public. Some companies choose to make it non-public to catch people doing dumb stuff. So they won't show. So bottom line is, these are the options they give you. They give you this when you do copyrights, any form of legal document, you got the choice of making it public or non-public. It's up to you. We made those particular documents non-public. And reason why is because when we drag you into court and we pull those documents up of you touching stuff that you should have never been touching with, we can show that basically those items were patent. They just weren't made public. That's all. Y'all not smart, man. I'm telling you, I'm really not smart. Not saying my customers, I love my customers. These naysayers, y'all not smart. We think on a whole nother level. Like I said, I've been in this business before you guys existed, so I know quite more than you do. Can't believe we got these now. Yeah. I got a new one, a new area number. Oh my goodness, I know exactly where I'm going. I'm going to Petro. Oh, they got this speaker system I've been looking at. I'm definitely gonna get that right there. And also too, I can use this for my company. I can make speaker package deals. What about I forgot? We're signing a contract. We won't be involved in this. And they already got all that stuff already. Oh, wait. I got a business adventure with the son. I forgot about that. He's a huge gamer. So we're gonna do customized gaming screens and all some crazy stuff. I'm gonna need it for that. So I'm gonna have a little business on the side, other business on the side. I still like doing this. So I'm gonna have, this is gonna be for my gaming, because Black Series has gaming technology embedded with it. Yes. Taco, look at that. Look at the paperwork. Taco, look at the paperwork. Well. Nah, but that's why I say, look. Oh, I was gonna keep her. Two naysayers out there. I know you want to try to some way try to discredit me. It's not going to happen. I'm always 2 steps ahead. I get all my documents done. What do you think I was doing there when I was sleeping on the floor at my sister's place? And so you guys sitting there laughing at me and saying, oh, look at this situation, blah, blah, blah. I was getting my documents done. Where are your documents? If I request your paperwork, I bet you don't even have it. You had an EIN number? Any of them? Business license? Any of that? If you don't have a business license to sell in the state of California, how much trouble you can get into if you don't have those documents on hand? And an LLC, I can look you up in a database. Now, mine will pop up in a database because mine's registered. But if I look you up in a database and see if you have an LLC, boy, you better hope it comes up saying you have one. Which I doubt, because the paperwork that I had to go through for the LLC is a bit challenging. It was challenging. I learned it. I learned it, but it was challenging. So I know for a person who can't spell deliver correctly, and yeah, there's no way in the world you got through that document. It was, I'm trying to be smart here, but it's true. Then we have that under, oh, we had the wrong keyboard. We getting the wrong keyboard. Oh, stop it. Be nice. Be nice. I think that would be under, oh no, this would be way before this. We did it under digital one, it's been around for a while. It would be way before this. This would be in digital one. That's what we had. Something told me to go check, see if my documents came in already, and they did. Yeah, because that thing was not cheap. That was not a cheap document. But the application to fill it out, you got two choices. LegalZoom will do it for you, which can cost you more money, a lot more money, or you can do it yourself. I did it myself, but there's some interesting stuff they got on there that if you get it wrong, yeah, you're gonna have some problems. And you're definitely gonna have, in order for you to apply for an LLC, you have to have a tax license to do it, because it's gonna request it. Because, you're applying for an application for your company, and they're gonna request that. Let me see. Oh, wrong keyboard. Right. What you fighting? Right. Fighting your fish again? Well, article. Don't scratch that up. That's not yours. What's wrong with you? Right, just taking care of it there. Oh, no. Not there. We got documents everywhere. It's gotta be on the crystal edge. So the question is, how were you able to get an LLC without a tax ID license? Yes, you need one of those to fill that thing out. And that thing's not real. Your LLC's not real. Let me see something for a minute. Your LLC is not real at all, period. I don't have the time to go into this, and I'm not, because I got other things to do. I want to go and see mine. First thing this dummy does is come across and contact me and say, oh, your LLC is not real. Dude, don't do that. Because do you want me to give you that kind of attention? You don't want that. The last thing you want from me is to expose you for having a fake LLC that's not even registered next to your name. Because if that's the case, then you can give me your basically ID number, and I can go punch it into a database and pull it up and see if you're there. That's the same thing we sat there and said he had copyrights. You don't have any copyrights. Nothing comes up on your name in the copyright office. You can even show documents. You don't want that attention. Trust me. And that's why I'm going to ignore you. After I get done doing this, do my video, I'm searching for some stuff that I need. And that's it. But you don't have any of those documents. You just put it up there. Good gracious, Hotmail. And you need this, you want this, you have that, blah, 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 blah. Just shoot me an email. All right, let me see. Okay, where we had those documents at. All right, let's check under digital 4K crystal onyx. It's gotta be there. Let's go to At least I know exactly where they're at. Let me look at that. Yeah, never again. I can't get that brand new one. Got an employee identification number. Yeah, I got a new one. So if I ask them a simple question like, let's see, what is your number of this notification? What's the abbreviation for that? And I bet you he couldn't tell me what it is. What form did you fill out for this application? See, when he comes, he contacts me with some dumb nonsense. I just send him over stuff. I just say, hey, look, what was your form? What's your ID number? What is the number of this notification? What is it filed under? You can't give me that information. It'll end up with a bunch of emojis and laugh faces. That's pretty much it because he doesn't know. He's got a fake, I bet he's got, I'm not saying not yes or no, but I'm pretty sure he's got a fake LLC, doesn't have one. Because you need to show documentation. The documentation would be like that. See right there, see that keystone? That's Pennsylvania. You would have a certification showing that you have a certified number. You don't have one, I guarantee you. Now, since mine's already done and mine's in the database already, I could go in and I could dig yours up. And before you get one of these, you gotta have a tax ID number. You also have to have a license to sell. You don't have a business license. You get an EIN number, and you get one of those, you have to have a business license. You don't have one. See, fake paint, fake LLC. I guarantee it's a fake LLC. And if you say you did it yourself, that's a lie. There's nowhere in the world you want to do that. Dude, you can't spell deliver correctly. You don't know math correctly. Get somebody else to do it. No, there's no way in the world you can figure that out. And that in the business field, you're not a smart person. I'm not trying to be rude, but you're not a smart person in the business field. Any place else, this guy is probably really intelligent. I've seen some of the stuff he does. Yeah, he's really intelligent on other things. But in business, no, you have no business being in the business world at all, period. You don't even know how to handle yourself professionally at the end of the day. Who cancels orders? And I mean, I don't mind to cancel orders, but you don't write idiot stuff on your canceled orders by cursing people out. That makes you look bad at the end of the day. Flashing pornography on your website, products matching house paint, and it makes it even worse is the products are still sold on your website. You're still selling these products. And if you did put an LLC in, you went through all of that, you put an LLC to a product that basically matched the house paint. That's real smart. Oh my goodness. No. Where is it? Where are we at on I think it's no, wrong keyboard. My goodness. Not people do 2 or 3 keyboards. Digital. Get that digital. Oh, here it is, right here. So, no. You're just putting the LLC on there because you want to be like me. That's what you guys do. You copy me at the end of the day. Y'all want to be me at the end of the day. Y'all, everything I do, y'all do. Y'all duplicate everything I do, and you slander what I do, but you do what I do. Look at Danny. Danny slandered black technology for the longest time. Now he's trying to be a part of it. The problem is he don't have enough knowledge to make it. Pretty soon, Jamie will be doing the same thing. He'll be in there sitting there trying to make black technology. It doesn't have enough knowledge to make it. And we saw that when you try to make our products. So you won't even know the first beginning of making black technology. I'm going to definitely stay tuned in that one. Oh, let me see. Give me, yeah, there we go. That must be kissing. There's a lot of stuff in here. copyright information. LLCs. Now this right here, gentlemen, is an application for a patent. And you wonder why you never saw the patent, because it was marked to be not so public people can see it. You have that option. You don't want your information to pop up, you can hide it. You tampered with products that had patents underneath of them. See these documents I have here? All these documents I've been doing these for years. When I mean I'm going to take it to court and clean your clock, I'm going to clean your clock on so many levels, it's not even funny. Copyright, committing fraud against my company, slander my company, identity theft. There's only a whole lot of charges. And one of them is violation of a patent. You know how much time that carries? A lot. Yeah, we did all those documents. That's why you guys were sitting there crying about, show me your paperwork, show me your paperwork, show me your paperwork. We aren't going to show you the paperwork at all. I'm not showing you anything at all. When we go to court, you'll see it. Because then I'll have you in an area you can't get out of. You'll be trapped in a little box with me and my attorneys. You can't go anywhere. And you'll see all the documents you want to see. Now you can get nervous. There's the way you do things in business. Sometimes you don't let everybody see everything that's going on. Some things you keep a secret. I watch companies do this. When I'm talking with people, I'm doing business with them, they're giving me information and advice on how to do things. I'm listening to everything they're saying. This is fantastic. Now this I will show you. Other documents we can't show you. So you'll get a chance to see them. When I have you in court and you can't go anywhere and you're stuck in that one little area with me, judge, and my lawyers, your lawyer, and documents. And I know in the middle of the break, you know, you're going to come over and you're going to apologize. And hopefully we can't apologize. We're in court. And I got to pay. I'm not paying for court fees. You will be paying for court fees because I'm not paying for it at the end of the day. You're going to pay for my attorney's costs, and you're also going to pay for the court fees along with that too, because they need to be paid. Well, we're paying them already from the door. You're going to pay for the rest of that. All right. That's what we need to show right there. Bum, 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 bum. Just need a little bit more. Let me blow this up a little bit for you. Yeah, stuff you tampered with had patents on them. Just couldn't find them in your search because we marked them where we didn't want people to be able to dig them up. So you're going to court, you have no problem walking in there because you know that you didn't see the patents and we can't get you in anything. And we pop up and go, here you go. Here's our patents right here. That's what someone told me, that basically the best way to win in court is a surprise. I mean, a surprise element, you know, that's good tactics right there. So you walk in there, you'll tamper with our stuff, keep messing with it, just be quiet about it. And you'll keep egging us on saying, hey, let me see the paper, see the paperwork. Amateur will go, here we go, here we go. No, I'm just sit there and just watch you self-destruct. And just keep gathering information because you're giving me evidence. The more you touch my stuff, the more evidence you're giving me. We document everything you're doing. Then we go pop in court and they're going to request those documents and go, here you go, right here. And in the back of your mind, you're saying they can't be real. I looked on the internet, I couldn't find them. That's because you can go into any document, you can basically put it for public viewing or basically mark it private. We marked ours private. So we just watch you hang yourself in the process. You don't learn anything. See you in court, gentlemen, soon. So then I'm going to enjoy this. What am I going to do with this right here? Well, I know what I'm going to do with it. Oh man, I can get projectors from beyond wholesale. Ooh. Yes! I need to go over to Chrissy's. Chrissy got this program. You need one of those numbers to get in. I got one. I am going to go check out some stuff now. Definitely going to go out and check out some stuff now. I got one. Well, I've been had one, but they changed it. They lost one of mine. They lost it. They already lost the number. Lost the number. I couldn't find it. Went down to City Hall and tried to find it. Went there. Went to the IRS. They couldn't find it. And God blessed us to get another one. Those things are hard to replace. It's like trying to replace a Social Security number. Because once you get one of these, this will be with you for life. And say you applied for this thing way back in the 80s, you're still going to have that same one from the 80s. Now maybe you don't have the same business, but you got the same number. So you can go in and you have to put in a request or application to change the name that it's on that tax ID. The tax ID always stays the same. The EIN always stays the same no matter what. This is a blessing because I have one, but they just couldn't find it. So if they can't find it, I just have to wait forever until whatever happens when we get one. But they issued me one. They got me a brand new one. And it's on my company's name, which I wanted it. Which means I didn't have to go down and do any paperwork and go back and forth. And you ever called the IRS before? The freaking waiting system is actually freaking insane. We didn't have to wait for any of that. God took care of all that. I didn't even know this was already taken care of until I went in and something said, go check your information because it takes a while. We'll check your account because it takes a while for these documents to pop up. So every time I would go in there and check, they would keep telling me over and over again that the document wasn't ready. And this was in January, and I applied for this in December. That's when I was at my sister's. I moved from where I was at, and I landed there in December. So yeah, in December is when I applied for everything. So we got up around January. Here we are in 2023, and there's no information. It's still being processed. Hit February, still being processed. And we're already almost in March being processed. It takes a while for them to process this stuff. All this stuff has to go to the United States government. All this stuff has to be legit and they have to go through all your information, all that stuff. That's why they request when you apply for the LLC. They're gonna request for your your EIN number, and they're gonna request for a business license and some other stuff. But you gotta have it there. And then finally we check now, and boom, and there it is. That's how long it takes. It takes a while. Copyrights can take 6 months. I know that I've done that one too many times to count. Well, I only got it twice. But I gotta do. Let's see. So usually this is a short way we tell. Well, then you have to get a trademark. You have to get a trademark. You have to get a trademark. Not a trademark secret. Trademark secret is for hidden ingredients. You have to get a trademark, but not a trademark secret. Because that's if you have a hidden secret ingredients, then they can't touch that. So if you have an ingredient, something you're shipping overseas, wherever it may be, and they want to get access to what's in it, so that way they can make sure it's safe for shipping when you're transferring back and forth, they can request what's in it, and they can request what's in it. But if you have a trademark secret, they can't touch it at all, period. Because a trademark secret means whatever's in there, it has a certain protection on it to keep anybody from touching it. Now, people who basically get access to the trademark secret have to hand over their life. So if you work for Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola has one of the longest trademark secrets in history, the longest one so far. And if you work for Coca-Cola and you just happen to get up in that area where you're basically working with this special ingredient, you have to sign a contract. And in that contract basically states that we have permission to own you. That's pretty much it. We can tap your cell phone, we can tap your IP address, everything and anything we have access to. You get paid a lot of money, a lot of money, but your freedom is not there anymore. You don't have any privacy. You become part of the company because it's to make sure that you're not going to try to rip them off and sell this to some other company for millions of dollars, which had happened a couple of times. There was a woman that actually worked for Coca-Cola. You can look it up for yourself. And she was in the process of selling the secret ingredients to another country, and she was being followed and watched the entire time. They were there watching her. They were outside. FBI was outside her door. They were at her job. They were right there, watching everything she did. Sometimes they're bringing in an employee, hire them. That'll be FBI, and he'll be sitting there working along with you, become your friend, everything about you, your family, and all. And that'll be FBI right there the entire time. Only the foreman, or whatever they call them. But yeah, they caught her. She went to jail for it. So that's the thing about the trademark secrets. And you can get them from trademark secrets, you live with them. Then you have the patents and all that other good stuff. And like I said, people that do music and stuff like that, I tell people, if you're doing music at the end of the day, especially if you're doing artwork, don't show people your portfolio. Don't do that. People will take that from you. They'll steal that from you. Nowadays, you can just take a camera and go click, 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 and that's it. Someone's got your stuff that fast. Don't do that. Go get yourself a copyright. And some people don't want to do copyrights because the copyrights are going to be expensive. They're about $200 now. They were $180, but they went $20 more. I think the $20 I paid for mine. Copyright is going to protect you from someone touching your stuff. Perfect example, Jamie. Well, he touched her stuff. He got served for touching her stuff. So, this is why you get copyrights. So when people like that touch your stuff, you can take them to court. Now, two ways you can go about it. You can take them to civil court, but you do have to pay for an attorney for that one. And you can sue anywhere up to $100,000 or $1 million or whatever you get that cap price. But you can take them to the CCB, which is a little bit more easier. The application is a bit nuts, so I did it already. I can do it again because I did it already. The process is a bit crazy. But once you learn it, it's easy. And you can go there and you can sue for 30 grand. 30 grand for each offense. So, walk out of there with like maybe get 4 offenses against somebody, it's $120,000 right there. You can collect right off of them. Once you nail that first one, the second one, it's like a piece of cake because now they have a record of doing it. It makes it a lot easier. Any judge is going to go back and look and see if you were previously sued for copyright and feel like, oh, you were sued. Well, okay. It ain't going to take much to tip the scales on that one because you show previous charges of you doing this. But that's where you can go to. Go to CCB. Now, CCB does not require attorneys. It's just you, that person, and a panel of judges. That's what it's going to be. That's it. And you just have to prove you have enough evidence to prove to prosecute. Once you pass that stage, showing you have enough proof for evidence to prosecute, then once I have to go through that, you have to go through evidence on so and all that. Oh, your copyright. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to go through your copyright documents. They have to be legit. Do not do a poor man copyright. Don't mail something back to yourself. Ain't going to work. If you get a copyright that has been denied, that's not going to work either. You have to have a legit copyright. Once they see that, that starts to get the ball rolling. You have one, you register with the United States government, you're good. Now you have to have substantial evidence to back your claim. So once you put all that information in, they'll look over it, they'll see whether or not you have enough. If you have enough, then you're getting ready to get set up for the next stage. Next stage, you might get something like an amendment. So we had to do an amendment because some of the information wasn't correct. First time learning to do this, we had to go back and do the amendment again. You get a certain timeline to do that, to get that done. And then once all that's done and all that paperwork's finished and finalized, you wait about a couple of months, and then you'll get this email telling you that you have to have a process server. That's what threw us off guard. I'm thinking that they go serve the person. They don't serve the person. You got to find a third-party process server, pay them, give them the documents, transfer the documents. You'll have something called a service package. So in your service package and on your account, you take the service package, you basically take the PD or PDF, what it's called, and you email that over to the process server. And that's what the process server fills out all the information. And then from there, he basically tracks down the individual, goes to their house, and he serves them. Once the individual receives the serve notice, the process server will send you back an image, a picture of the house and everything, and the document showing it was served. You take that information and you send that over to the CCB, and they basically start the beginning of the court trial. Ta-da! That's all that's done. So when we tell you we're going to sue you, and you think, oh, this is going to happen overnight, because Jamie literally thought this was going to happen overnight. No, this takes time. It's a process. This is not a fairyland video game, or whatever. At the end of the day, you think how the world functions. This is actual real life. It takes time. Things have to go through a process. That's how it works. Even if you get yourself a lawyer, now mind you, because if you're not a lawyer at the end of the day, you don't know nothing about law, this stuff is pretty hairy. So you're going to know a little bit about law before you actually open up that Pandora's box. I know a bit about it, so I'm good. And I was able to figure it out and get it done. Once you figure it the first time, you can't unforget it. You'll never forget that process as long as you live. But it's something else. It really is. At one point, it became so freaking stressful filling out this paperwork. I literally thought at the end of the day that these guys are working for people that commit copyright fraud, because they made this thing impossible. But it has to be done that way, so everything is thorough and by the book, and someone's not wrongly accused. That's why. So I can understand that. But we had attorneys contacting us back and forth, and Zuma was really nice about the whole entire thing. She was only supposed to contact us one time. She contacted us multiple times to help us with this, because they thought the picture she saw of Jamie taking our copyrights and label them as his own was like a slap in their face. And then he kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it. Now, whew, that's why he's scared. That's why he got scared to come to the door, because he knew it was coming. But don't think for a minute that this is over, because it's not over. It's far from over. There are documents being filed as we speak. And I told you the timeline I would go through. You will have more of these people popping up at your front door to serve you, including the FBI, because we did drop in an application and a complaint for post office fraud. So we have to go through that too. Good luck trying to avoid the FBI. That's going to be interesting. Because I sat there and I was asking my friend who works for the post office. I was like, so how do they handle this? Police officer? No, FBI doesn't get involved in that. Your neighbors are going to be quite interesting when the people are going to be popping up at your front door. They even had a nerve to write down that they didn't live there no more. This is the, you're talking about the United States government. You're not dealing with an everyday judge, a panel of judges. You're dealing with the government that's involved in this, because it's a copyright infringement claim. They know where you're at. You got social, they know where you're at. I'm pretty sure they know exactly where you're at. So for you to write down, he wrote down on a large piece of paper on the door that we moved, they know where you're at. I don't know. You want to get people at the end of the day. Let me get these documents. I'm done with these documents here. We're at now 10 o'clock. All right. We should have some good light. Wish we didn't have a building there, but we do. Oh, can't believe I got them. Yeah. So this is my. I tell you, if I ever got to fall from anything again, but at least I learned. That's one thing I learned, is the experience of learning from it. But I've done these documents before, but not on this one, not on this level. This was an interesting document to do. Your LLC is official. I was so happy when I saw it. I was like, yeah, 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 yeah. Do 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 do. boom, 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 boom. Official. It's official. I'm gonna go find this database and punch it up. See my joint. Wait, did I mark this private or did I mark this personal? I don't even know. Tell you what you find. Hey, look over my files. Entry level name. Look at that. Now, like I said, I could request for his documents. Alton has a liar on YouTube of having a fake LLC. But again, I already know it's fake. It's a lot of paperwork, a lot of time. And if I look at the timeline, when he put that name, you can't put that LLC in until you get that at least until you file the work. Once you file the work, I call them and say, hey, can I put this in now that the work is all filed or anything? So you can put it in because it's showing you have documents showing proof that you filed for this. I'm so happy. Your name is commercially registered. Commercially registered. So, who has the real company at the end of the day? I'm curious. We're supposed to be scammers and thieves and robbers and all that stuff, and that we are the ones with all the legit paperwork. Interesting. Oh man, I can't believe I got this right here. This is done. This was a headache. This was such a headache getting done. The paperwork was like, half of that stuff they had on there, I'm glad the Lord basically blessed me to be able to get through it, because some of that stuff on there was insane. I mean, it was insane. Registration document for an LLC application. Man, you want to see nightmares? I'll show you nightmares. You ever filled one of these things out before? It is something else, man. And this is just one page. It's like this many of pages to fill out for this thing. Yeah. Bam, bam, bam. But now I know it. I'm never going to be able to forget it. Never going to be able to forget that. Never. Ever going to be able to forget that. What I just went through when I did that document. Man, there are times I had to leave out of the house to just take a break and go someplace else. When I was doing that document, I had to take a break. Because that document was huge. This is a sample. And a lawyer still has to come over. Lawyers, when you fill all the paperwork, a lawyer still has to go in and basically go over everything, make sure everything's finalized, and then basically send that draft back in, make sure you're okay with it, then you're okay, they send it back, and then they submit it. Oh man. At least I know how to do it. Once you learn it, I don't think you can ever unlearn it. It's just so much. It's so much paperwork. Certification for LLC, that man. All right, people, I'm done. I'm gonna go set my thing up because I'm curious to see how this is gonna react. Happy with this. Got my documents. And I'm gonna ask them what can I post to my site on my registration. So I want to be able to post my registration and all that. Can I do that? Because I can do that with my my copyrights. I can post that on there. I can have it pop up in a little area over there. All right, I'm gonna figure out if I can post. I have my information here. See where I can post. I'm gonna have my information when it pops up so it can show that our stuff is legit. Because you gotta be careful. Got people out there that could be posting fake LLCs. At the end of the day, they could be lying about their business. I find that ironic when you consider the fact that paint's a lie and the LLC, well, we all know that's definitely gonna be a lie. Registration number. So I'm gonna look all this up right here. That's not too far. Okay, gotta go, people. I gotta go test something. Actually, yeah, I guess test something. That's basically about it. So, Jamie, yes, to answer your question, yes, my LLC is real. It's real. Those are my documents showing that it's real. Just because I made a remark about your LLC, I doubt it's real when you putting up much on your paperwork with it. And again, you're going to have to show several licenses to obtain that number. So I doubt you have that. I think you just did it for show because I have one and you want to be just like me. But I appreciate that. I appreciate that. At the end of the day, you want to be just like me. I do appreciate that. But you need, on a serious note, if that's fake, you need to remove it. Because again, that's not good. It's not good business. Oh, look at that. Ah! Let me posted this video. Yeah. That shows you the level of our products versus their demonstrations. That's why I posted that one. Okay, people, well, I got things to take care of the day. I'm going to be contacting some people, see if I can put that registration number up there so we can have it. Because I wasn't aware that people were doing fake LLCs now, but I guess they are. That being said, gotta go, and God bless.